let's move to the fixed income space and see how the result of the NTB auction panned out yesterday. We have Caleb Alimi, Chief Dealer, Providence Bank, to share that with us. Good afternoon, Caleb, and more discussions.
Good afternoon, Will. Thank you for having me.
Caleb, we did see the CBN, the DMO, raising 290 billion in the NTB auction that was held yesterday. Is there any fallout from the MPC decision? Did it filter in to the activities at the auction yesterday?
Not exactly. The activities or the decision of the MPC to hold the monetary policy rate stable did not affect the fixed income market at all. What we've seen instead is an intricate play of demand and supply. As you see from the results you displayed earlier, you could see that interest rates at the NTB auction yesterday dropped significantly from 15.74 to 15% on the 91 days, from 16.2 to 15.5% on the 182 days, and from 16.3 to 15.88 on the 1 year. So what has simply happened is just that our market continues to sense that it appears the supply side is not so hungry for a lot of for high rates, so to say, and that's why market continues to drop. Liquidity wasn't so flexible yesterday. It wasn't so liquid. Market wasn't so liquid yesterday. Despite that, we still saw rates drop. About 320 billion matured on the 1 year paper, or generally about 320 billion matured, and DMO offered, just shy of 300 billion, about 290 billion. So we already see that they're looking to reduce how much they borrow, so to say.
Definitely, but we see, I think the DMO was leaning towards the 1 year paper. We see them offer. The offer was 220 billion, but we see 271 was allotted, while we saw subscription for that over 600 billion. What does that tell us about the 1 year paper? Why is the 91 and 182 paper not the toast of investors?
Well, it's a yield play. The longer you hold fixed income securities, the more you earn on them. So if you're holding 15% for 91 days, you don't earn as much if you hold 15% for 1 year. And that's simply what the investors are looking at. They're looking at better returns for their monies. And you also mentioned that, it seems the DMO skewed more to the 1 year paper, even in their sale. The 1 year paper was the highest on offer, and, and they did oversell, but the total size they still sold was the 290 billion, which was offered.
Okay, so let's just shift our gaze now to the bond auction, which is going to take place on Monday, July the 28th. What do you see play out there? What are your expectations for that? Because what we should note is that in terms of the offer, we have the 5-year tenor, which is 20 billion. That is short of we saw that range when we had a calendar, 40 billion to 60 billion. But right now, we're having 20 billion for the 5-year and 60 billion for the 7-year bond. Why that disparity, especially in the numbers, and away from the calendar that was issued earlier?
Yes, again, this just supports what I said earlier about the market sentiments around the supply side. You can see that the previous auction, 100 billion was on offer, and at this auction, just about 80 billion is on offer, even though there's more on the 2032 maturity, but we still see that generally the size on offer has reduced. It was what the calendar said was 40 to 60 billion on both sides or for both maturities, but you can see that even on the shorter one, the 2029, only 20 billion is being offered. And that's not far-fetched. Over the last 3 auctions or thereabouts, over the last 2 auctions, the 2029 paper has attracted the least interest. The auction in May, they sold only about 4.7 billion. Subscriptions were just about 16 billion. The auction in June, they sold only about 1 billion. Subscription was around 41 billion. So it's not far-fetched that they reduce the size on offer at the 2029 paper, the 5-year paper. However, for the 2032, they slightly increased it, but we still see that generally what they're looking to do is offer less than what they offered the first time. What we expect to happen at the auction is a significant drop in the rates. The last auctions closed at 17.75 and 17.95 for both of them. We should see at least 150 basis point drop in the stop rates for both of them. We should probably see the 2029 close around the 16.7 handle, and the 2032 paper close maybe around the 16.5 handle. And it's very that's if investors are maybe show a bit of apathy, and then the government is to sell more. Other than that, it probably drops below 16.5%.
Thank you so much, Caleb. What we just see play out is still the impact of CBN holding the rates 3 consecutive meetings. That's a drop in yields in the near future for fixed income markets and the papers in that space. Thank you so much, Caleb Alimi, Chief Dealer, Providus Bank, for sharing your insights on Business Incorporated.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.